Hi, I'm Steve from Sounds Heavenly. Welcome to my cable workshop on a very rare occasion when I'm not actually making Bang & Olufsen cables. As you'll see from behind me, one of my other big passions in life is digital synthesizers. I've got a couple of classic examples here that I'll show you from the 1980s. The reason for putting them into this video is actually this unassuming little Bluetooth speaker. If you believe Bang & Olufsen's commercials at the time, then it was just yet another portable speaker to plug into your phone. However, I believe that in making the Beoplay A2, Bang & Olufsen inadvertently created pretty much the perfect musician's practice speaker. I'm Steve from Sounds Heavenly. Come and join me, I'll explain everything. So, let's give you a quick introduction of what we have here. Instead of cables on the workbench behind me, as this is quite a restricted space, after work hours I fit my musical instruments here, and we've got a couple of classic 1980s digital synthesizers here. My personal favourite, the Yamaha DX9, dates back to about 1983. It's the unloved little brother of the world famous DX7 synthesizer, the electronic music system that transformed pop music in the 80s and was pretty much on every recording from the mid-80s onwards. And then on the cross stand here we've got the Korg M1, the world's first digital music workstation with a multi-track sequencer that allows you to record layers upon layers of drums and other instruments and then play them back together to give you a full piece of music all in one. This one unfortunately has suffered from a battery failure and has wiped its own memory, so I'm going to have to go away, change the battery and reload this, which is quite a task. But I thought you might be interested just to see for this video a little bit about what's involved in this workshop when we're not actually making cables. We're going to plug this speaker in a moment, show you a little bit about what makes it so special, but incidentally as well, you might notice behind me we have something which looks to musicians like an analog synthesizer, but is actually fully digital. The Roland SH201, it's a bit newer, that's sort of late 90s, but I love this because it's the perfect instrument for learning the principles of analog synthesis. Everything about your music creation workflow is laid out on that top panel, so you can choose two oscillators, choose low frequency oscillators, mix and modulate them. You can add filters, set the cutoffs, set the filter envelopes, and everything is visible on there. So really good fun for just messing about with. Oh, incidentally, bonus points to anyone who can recognise the famous musician on my t-shirt, so answers in the comments please. Well, we're really here about the Beoplay A2, aren't we? So let's give you a bit of background. This is the original version. There were two types. This dates to 2014 and you can recognise it by the fact that it has a USB type A socket on the base. Splash proof, two amplifiers of 30 watts in here with an onboard battery. Takes about 2.5 hours to fully charge from flat, and then we'll play at typical volumes for around about 24 hours. I've been playing this admittedly for quite some time and have not yet flattened the battery. I need to give a big thank you at this point to my friend Mike for kindly loaning me this speaker for testing. Mike, I'm going to be reluctant to give this back, so yeah, it's a lot better than I thought it would be. My daughter has the smaller Beoplay A1, and that doesn't have the same frequency extension as this. This goes down to 55 Hertz, which is not far from the lowest notes on a 5-octave keyboard. So your very lowest bass guitar notes would struggle to come through here, but for everything else, for electronic bass on a keyboard, for kick drum and floor toms on an electric drum kit, this absolutely delivers at normal in-room listening volume. So you could have a friend who's a vocalist singing along, you could have someone playing acoustic guitar, you could have this plugged into a drum kit or a synth, and you can match them for volume. It's actually really, really good. And this is light. It's 1.1 kilos, and yeah, just nice and easy. And the beauty of this is the fact that you can just hang it on the cross stand when you're playing keyboard, or you can put it on the frame of your electric drum set, and it's just accessible, it's not in the way, and it plays out of both sides. So it's a 360-degree speaker. There's a 3-inch powered mid-woofer here with a 3-inch passive bass radiator on the other side, and then you've got a tweeter, I think 3/4 of an inch on each side. So you get the same sound whichever side you're on. If you do want to wirelessly pair your phone to it, heaven forbid, press the Bluetooth button, pair it in your phone, and it supports Bluetooth 4 with aptX. The later version, which came out in 2015, the Beoplay A2 Active, you can identify by the fact it has a USB-C socket. Now the USB-C sockets allow you to charge your phone from the speaker's internal battery. This original version with the Type A socket has a separate DC charging port. One thing that I'll probably get asked, so I will mention now, is you cannot simultaneously Bluetooth to the speaker whilst using the line input for a musical instrument. So sorry, you cannot karaoke or play along to music from your phone by Bluetoothing and line in. However, line in is the big special feature from our point of view here. 3.5mm stereo TRS socket, 0 latency, and it allows you to play any digital musical instrument as well as a CD player, turntable with a preamp, or pretty much any other audio device you want, straight into this speaker. You can even use it as a TV soundbar in your holiday home if you want to. In my setup normally, if I'm playing, then I use a 12-channel USB mixer to connect multiple keyboards together. I can go from one to another and play them up to my heart's content. So you could, if you wish, connect the output of a mixer straight into this. But in this case, what I'm going to do is use my beloved DX9, make the connections while the speaker is powered off, incidentally, then power it on with a long press on the power button. White light comes on and we get a tone, and we can then hang it on the cross stand where the M1 is. So, if you're a chess grandmaster, incidentally, the famous Yamaha DX7 would make a nice little challenge, mental challenge for you to program. For those of us with less of a supercomputer for a brain, who just have a normal intellect, the DX9, although it lacks some features of its famous big brother, it's actually far easier to program. If you're a bit of a geek like me, this is a 4-operator FM digital synthesizer rather than the 6 operators on the DX7. Now, if I've got this right, this gives you 8 different combinations of operators, which is fundamentally the way of shaping sound, against I think 32 on the DX7. So it becomes far simpler to start aligning the parameters for sound. So, so this is by default, this is a sound which is ubiquitous in 1980s pop. Solid bass or lately bass on the DX7. This underpins quite a few dance and house tracks through the mid-80s. I think also in here somewhere, here we are, we have electric piano too. You'll note, by the way, I'm not actually going to play any recognisable songs because YouTube's copyright system means that my video would be flagged and taken down. So I'm just going to noodle a few notes to show you what I'm doing. You'll notice, incidentally, that the very deepest bass is coming through nice and clear. The same when we set the bass tone, there is no problem with this tiny little speaker reproducing solid and strong deep bass. We can do a few things on here that we've got, although it's a fairly limited keyboard, we've got 20 sounds pre-programmed. What have we got? Oh yes. Any Beatles fans out there? Strawberry Fields Forever, the Mellotron, recorded flutes, we can emulate those on here. Pretty much anything that... Oh, yes. 1980s glam rock, digital brass. There'll be numerous songs with that on. Anyway, sorry, I digress. What we've got here is not yet another portable Bluetooth speaker. It's the musician's best friend. This is something you can pack in a gig bag with your keyboards, and you've got the chance to actually hear yourself play in a small setup rather than having to resort to headphones. So for me, it's just really good fun. I love the way that this lets me enjoy my music again, and yeah, I think, to be honest, that's what speakers are for. There'd be nothing to stop you using this in the park with a battery-powered digital piano or keyboard. Yeah, it's something far more special than the official adverts of the time would ever let you believe. The cable we've used to plug in is available, of course, at soundsheavenly.com. I'll put a link to that in the video description. Just power down. And if you're using an instrument that has a larger 6¼ jack rather than the little 3.5mm jack, let me know when you order the cable and I'll put a free adapter in for you. And that means that you can use this with a variety of instruments. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that this has been something you've enjoyed. Let me know if you want a bit more live music on the channel, something we haven't done for a while. But of course, what we will see in the next few videos will be a lot more Bang Olufsen. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.